Hey guys, welcome back for another video. My name is Brenda Nyawara. Two things: make sure you give me your opinion on this video, and make sure you share with your artistic friends. That seems to be the tagline nowadays. This past week, Artcaffe had a design competition that they were launching. Artcaffe is a chain of restaurants in Kenya. You know, it has amazing food, excellent service, and trust me, amazing ambience. And so they wanted to revamp their coffee cup and stuff. So they posted this on Twitter saying, announcing our Art of the City competition, calling all creatives of the city, help us jazz up our takeaway coffee cup and win big with Artcaffe. Read the competition details below and enter. Tag your artistic friends and spread the word. So here are the prizes for the competition winners. The first prize would get exhibition space in one of their restaurants for 2 months, or internship with their Artcaffe design team for 2 months. So we're like, yeah, that's okay, that sounds fine. Where's the cash prize, you know? It continues to say, and free coffee for a year. Then it stops there. That's 1 cup a day for 365 days. The second prize was the most trifling, because that one was just coffee. At least the first prize gets some exposure. This one's just coffee. Free coffee for 6 months. And I'm wondering, even if you win the competition, you've put so much time into, you know, your training for you to learn how to use graphic software, and you've put so much time to come up with a design. And yeah, while exposure is amazing, you also need to be paid for your work. Yeah, it's only logical to pay your creatives. So Kenyans on Twitter were all riled up. You know, you can't pay creatives in exposure nowadays. Times are hard and you should pay in cash. And just for the value of their work and their skills, you should pay in cash. At least pay a cash prize, okay? I'm gonna get to the responses in a few. Trust me, they're hilarious. And those responses are still continuing until this day. Artcaffe was trending for like 3 whole days. So they launched the competition on 4th of August, and now the next day, because of the uproar, you know, Kenyans on Twitter, they posted, "We hear you, let's try this again. Relaunching our updated Art of the City competition where we are celebrating. Read updated competition details here. The best design winning a paid internship with Artcaffe design team for 2 months, and they also get 100,000 Kenya shillings cash prize. That's $1,000. They get to also exhibit and sell their art in one of their restaurants for 2 months. They get their profile on the website and also their name in the design, you know, the takeaway cups. Best runner-up also gets 50,000 Kenya shillings, which is $500, and the second runner-up gets 30,000 shillings, which is $300, which is okay. Now, going back to this competition, you know, Artcaffe, I'm glad that they actually listen to Kenyans on Twitter. Sometimes we say these Kenyans on Twitter are bullies and stuff, you know, they focus on the wrong things, you know, just jokes and memes, but sometimes it's real, like it's real stuff. Just the other day, Kenyans on Twitter actually protested some lady who was appointed to the tourism board, yet this lady had gone all out on a Facebook post tarnishing one of the national parks, you know. So for me, I feel like this is great advocacy. It's a great voice for the people, and yeah, go KOT. So let me give you the responses that guys had to say when they first heard about this competition. Idris says, creatives, so will the pay be in shillings or USD? Artcaffe, there's a new currency in town and it's coffee. Like, Artcaffe really wanted to pay them in coffee. Can you imagine winning a competition and then you're gifted in coffee for a year? So day 1, hey guys, I'm here for my coffee. Day 2, I'm here for my coffee. Day 50, hey guys, I'm here for Khalid says, if Artcaffe had added a salted caramel cake to the mix, we'd be having a completely different conversation here. No, I don't think so. No matter how sweet the cake is, nah. Bring the check. Maxamad Amin posted saying day 157 of 365 of Artcaffe. And by that time, you're peeing and pooping coffee, because daily coffee. Brian Mutinda says, imagine spending 200 bob every day to go get your free coffee from Artcaffe. Honestly, that's in bus fare, I'm assuming. I can't even imagine if I won this competition. There's an Artcaffe like a 10-minute walk from where I live, and I'm like, will I really get up and go grab coffee even if it's free? You know, what kind of coffee is that? Kimanzi says, when you finally finish the Artcaffe design work and taste the hard-earned coffee, this coffee is so good, let me go pay my rent with it. Kiruti says the Artcaffe Twitter account manager keeps repeating the word exposure. You know, I'm still laughing. I have a feeling he is not a regular Twitter user. That's a trigger word over here. This debate had happened before on Twitter where guys are saying interns are being paid with exposure, and that whole debate had already carried on, and then now here comes Artcaffe gladly throwing around the word exposure. David Mudhengi says, Artcaffe, in Kenya, the only time you can use the word exposure is in photography when referring to the amount of light. Yes, thank you so much, David. You said so much truth there. Like, the only time you can safely use the word exposure is in photography. For the rest, please, 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 pay your interns, pay your graduates, and if you can't, please refer them to somewhere else where they can be paid. Tito Karao says, when you win that Artcaffe competition and you have to shop, please select a payment method, and he's selecting exposure. Like, what would we buy with exposure? What kind of rent can you pay with exposure? What kind of car can you buy with exposure? Like, hello guys, I want to... No! Cash. Safat says, Artcaffe, your check is ready, and it's a Thermos Plus. I can't with you guys. Ed Brainy says, my face when stores I visit and my landlord declined my Artcaffe exposure as payment. Like, yo, where do I pay in exposure? In real life, I do create buildings, and I also create, spaces and stuff, and never would you do it for exposure. Charles Gasheru says, this Artcaffe kerfuffle reminds me of the similar paid and unpaid internship debate. As a parent, I push my kids, nephews, nieces to seek internship with NMCs, I don't know what that is, NGOs, bodies like FIFA, irrespective of payment. These opportunities are priceless, take them. Okay, I understand. Okay, there are times when you would want to make a move in your career and it may not have monetary value, but it may have some sort of other value, okay? And that's okay. There are those guys who say, if Google or NASA, or Amazon offers me free internship, I'll take it because it's a big company. But here's my thing. The bigger the company, the more capable they are to pay you, and they should pay you. Like, what do you mean you're not paying interns, Magunga says, don't let anybody tell you your voice means nothing. Artcaffe have changed the prices, 100k, 50k, 30k, and that makes so much more sense. Your voice matters even on social media. When guys tell you to retweet, to share, to sign a petition, like, those things really matter nowadays. In the world of today, I think advocacy has gone online. Do your best to support it, because look at the changes now we're making. And I'm proud to be part of I'm proud to be part of the people who actually advocate for this. Elaine Okaya says, please read the room Artcaffe. Exposure as currency is no longer a thing. An internship and a cup of coffee is a poor reward for a designer creating artwork for your commercial use. Exhibition space also exhibits you more than the creative. More design work that you get for free. Yeah, honestly, the bit about exhibition space alone, I think it benefits whoever it is who's coming to the restaurant. They'll just look at the ambience and walk away. All right? At least here they changed their terms to include you being able to exhibit and sell your work in their restaurant, which is pretty good, I think. Katlo says, Artcaffe trying to explain exposure. Dexter. They should just remove that word from their vocabulary because, no, it's not well received. Idris again says, Artcaffe, hi, kindly do find attached below. This is how I normally write my emails. Hi, kindly do find attached below your check for the month of August, and it's coffee. Okay, what kind of check is this? Because that's different from what we're used to. Chris says, when I'm having a good time at Deja Vu, then it hits me, have to get up early for my daily dose at Artcaffe. Yeah, that whole thing of having to go there daily for coffee. Nah. Whatever says, Artcaffe could have easily said the winner gets 3 bob for every cup sold with it. Boom, this is the one. But no, exposure. Yeah, actually the better option would have been for them to get like some royalties for every single time their cup or their design is used. That makes so much more sense. Samurai Jackie says, I love your name. He says, or she says, he or she. Oh, she says, imagine the number of geniuses who sat down at Artcaffe, cooked up this Muppet competition, thought it was really cool, got approval from the marketing manager and upper management, then posted it. You got to love it. Like, who are you? How many people sat down in this board and decided, okay, We're going to make them design for us, and then we're going to give them coffee. Like, how good is your coffee? Mr. Black says creatives cooking the food they bought with all the exposure they got from Artcaffe's retrogressive campaign. Yeah, it doesn't pay bills. Brian Abel says I have an Artcaffe joke, but I do not think it'll get enough exposure. Hey, you should have been in my previous video about this. I have a joke. Yeah. Guantai says creatives after drinking Artcaffe coffee for 365 days with exposure and their teeth is now brown. Paris Tobiko is the one who says it's wonderful to see this generation of young people valuing their skills, talents and labor and refusing to be taken advantage of. There should be no such thing as an unpaid internship. All jobs matter. Amen. Thank you so much, Artcaffe, for revising your competition details. I think maybe you might have missed out on maybe the kind of value people place on artwork, or maybe you might have undermined, the competition itself. And I know you'll get such amazing work because I've already seen it. If you're a creative, please take part. Want to see your stuff, because I've seen some under this hashtag Art of the City on Twitter. Yeah, it's a nice opportunity for you. Get a cash prize and get exposure on top of that, okay? And on your portfolio, at least you'll say you did something for Artcaffe. Let me know what you think about this video. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.